Okay. Last night, my wife and I saw a great movie, and it's the summer of 2025, the newest version of Superman, which now has a super dog, which I'm sure was great for a lot of dog lovers, animal lovers out there. A nice little twist on the whole series. But there was a great lesson learned and some terrific messages, some golden nuggets of wisdom shared by his foster dad on Earth. I'll share a little bit of that and a little bit of my own life. So Superman's sitting there, it's about halfway through the movie, at the ranch with his Earth dad, feeling really defeated because Lex Luthor so far is winning over and over and over again and just knocking the tar out, almost killing him. And he's sitting there thinking, how am I ever going to beat this guy? And not only that, he's being defeated here because he heard just recently by a message that was decoded by his nemesis, Lex Luthor, that was looking for a way to really destroy or incriminate Superman in a bad way. And little did he know he got the best thing ever. He got a message from his parents that he had never gotten before. So Superman had landed on Earth as an infant and only got the first half of the message that his parents left him. Because of the crash, the second half of the message was scrambled and he could never hear it. So over and over and over, he played the first half, which he based his life on, which said, you're going to be going to Earth. The people there are not as strong as you are. Do as much good as you can and be helpful, more or less is the message. And, that's what we know Superman has always been. So he's been saving countless lives, saving the whole world at times, being a terrific help. But Lex Luthor, on the other hand, wants to show that he's not really doing that. He's just setting them up, right? I'm not going to ruin the whole movie for you or anything. So some of this you're going to see on the trailer or the commercial if you've seen it anyway. So I won't give it away. It won't be a, what do they call it, a spoiler. So he's sitting there thinking, wow, I am not the man I thought I was. Here, I was sent here to do more or less evil. Could have, if he had heard that message. And just in case you ever got an evil message, let's just put it that way, simply, when you were young, maybe somebody very simply and stupidly, maybe even innocently said, oh, you're just a goody goody. You never do anything wrong. You always do what your parents tell you. You ever hear that? I know I have when I was young, and people were stupid. People are still stupid. They just have longer legs and grayer hair. But some of them have grown up. Thankfully, a lot of them have. So Superman's sitting there, thinking all these terrible thoughts, being defeated physically, and his Earth father looks at him and says, son, I'm going to tell you, you're in this world and you're going to make choices and actions that tell the world who you are. That's who you are. Your thoughts, your choices, and your actions. That is who you are to you and everyone around you. Because you might think that you're just doing something, could be a bad habit of some kind, and it's not affecting anyone else. You're thinking it's not affecting anyone else. But trust me, you cannot outrun your character. If you're doing something you're keeping hidden, one way or another, it's going to come out. You'll be defensive at one point. You'll have a weak point that I'm going to just put it this way. The enemy would love, like Lex Luthor did to Superman. Let it be known. at some point, that skeleton out of the closet. Oh, this is who you really are. No, we all have frailties. We're all way too human, and we can be taken advantage of. We all have faults. We all have weaknesses. But you can be a superhuman being too. Superman, superwoman, superdog. No. Seriously, you can be a super you by taking those messages that may have been fed to you way back when, and you thought you needed to be a certain way, or you need to rethink how you're acting. Maybe you need to become more like a jerk. Well, just in case somebody's planted that in your head, that you're not who you thought you were, and you should be worse or do something stupid, just in case, I want you to think and rethink about what you're allowing to manipulate your choices and the actions that you're going to take, because you're going to have to live with the consequences too. And so are the people around you. Sometimes there have been a couple times where I've sat and thought, wow, there was a specific point in my life where I was pretty depressed in my earlier days. I think I was in my late teens. And then I realized later on, it was the music that I was listening to. All these very depressing messages. And I'm not going to bash any of the rock and rollers that I hung around with, or whatever kind of music it was that you would genre it. But they were bad messages, and they made me depressed, just like the people that were making the album, or they were portraying certain things that were going on in this one person's life in particular. Certain song I can think of, very popular, very catchy tune. If you heard it today, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard that song a million times. Yep. Unfortunately, millions of other people have that may not have rethought what they were listening to. And they have a bad program in here that's still helping them to make these decisions and then actions that they're taking that are running their lives. And just in case that's you at some point or in some fashion, you can change that today. You can be a Superman or a Superwoman in your own right, in your own way, and overcome that thing that somebody said to you or said, dude, this is the way you're going to be. This is the way your father was, or this is how so-and-so was, and now you're going to be like that. No, you can choose to be different. You can choose to be who you know you can be. The best person that you can be. Not just for you, but everyone around you. And they're going to look at you as a Superman or a Superwoman in a certain way because they watched you get through that. Throw that away and become the better person that you know you can be. The super you.